So there's a saying that goes around here, and it goes a little something like, it's always something. Saturday, Barry came in to drain out the rest of the seawater line that comes in. And you can do this a little bit later, in the season, because the temperature in these compartments is the temperature of the water of the river. So it takes a while for the river to become freezing, and so everything in here isn't really at risk of freezing over until it's been below freezing for several days. Now, Barry had come in, and this is the petcock here that's used for draining out this line. So there is the sea chest. That's open to the river. And then that valve there is what allows the water to come in. And then this is the strainer that you would have seen in the engine run video. And then that's the inlet for the seawater there. As you can see, the engine is pretty much done dripping water out. So that means everything that's this level and up is drained out. I'm not sure where I left off, but in a word, the few gallons that should have been in this line turned out to be a lot of gallons when they were draining this out. And so, if you have a few gallons in the line, a 5-gallon bucket will take care of it. So we got a little bit of a mess here. Thought is that this valve is leaking a little bit. It's letting water back into the line. There is a plan to get that checked and fixed. But right now my job is to get the water out of the bilge. And for that I have, so this here, that valve there, that's an air line that comes off the low pressure ship service air. That's 100 psi. I got the air hose that runs on it. And that's gonna come to the diaphragm pump. Alright, there's the air hose. It's hooked up. I did find a hose without any ends that I got onto that tapered bit there. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure it's working with the bucket here. So I'll crack this open, let the air into the pump. And it's pumping. All right, well, I'll keep at it.
Barely leaking at all.
That be tell you as I can get it.
And it's stuck, right?
The hose is stuck. Can you see that on film?
Oh, hey.
Where is it plugged in?
Make sure this orange thing's plugged in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I guess it went in. I guess it did come on.
It's quiet.
Was that not plugged in, or I just didn't hear it?
No, it was.
It was hanging out.
Oh.
We gotta put
It won't go in this one over here?
It probably will.
You think that would be better?
When Barry had come in and he had started draining it out, it just kept draining and it kept coming out. And that's because this valve, for one reason or another, it's not seating 100%. So we are getting just the slowest leak that's coming out of there. So that is wide open, and that's coming out of there. So what we did, because here in the engine room we are primarily mechanics, okay, so we're not plumbers. As I understand it, there is a plan in the works in order to get this investigated and fixed, but because it's a through hole, there's a little bit of nuance to it. So the way we're leaving it today is we've got this, and there it is we have this sump pump here set up, and it's got the float switch there. So when this drip does come through, the float switch is going to kick on, and that's going to just take that river water and send it right back where it came from. And that's really all we can do at the moment. The reason why we have this petcock open and actually allowing it to leak into the bucket is because if we don't, and we don't drain this out, then when it gets really cold, this stretch of pipe here, that can freeze if it gets really cold in here. If we allow it to cut the leak out as it comes in and then get pumped back out, then it can't freeze and break any plumbing. So, you know, there's always something, and it's just the way that we have to deal with things on a 78, 79-year-old ship. I think that's it for today, and join us next Monday when we tackle the rest of this.